This is the story of a time long ago, a time of myth and legend, when the ancient filmmakers were petty and cruel, and they plagued mankind with suffering. Only one fanboy dared to challenge their power, Erod. Erod possessed abilities that the world had never seen before, abilities only surpassed by his love for fandom. He spent his days battling the films of his evil nemesis Michael Bay, the all-powerful king of the douche. So wherever there was evil, wherever an innocent would suffer, there would be Erod. Greetings, fanboys and fangirls, I'm Erod and I'm the Blockbuster Buster. One of the few epic heroes whose adventures have stood the test of time as they have been passed on from generation to generation, as well as through multiple cultures, is Hercules. The bastard child of Zeus, the king of the gods, Hercules was born with superhuman strength. Enraged by her husband's transgressions, Zeus's wife Hera decided to dedicate herself to tormenting Hercules. The most tragic of said torment came when she cursed Hercules with a raging madness, which accidentally led to him killing his own children. Consumed with grief, Hercules spent the rest of his life committing acts of great heroism, in the hope of one day gaining penance for his sins. Hercules is one of the most adapted characters of all time. Unfortunately, good adaptations of his myth are few and far between. So I can already tell you that the odds of the film that I'm about to review today being a quality film are not good. So our movie begins with Summit. That is all I need to see to know that nothing good will come of this. So our movie actually begins with King Amphitryon conquering Argos. Now let's count how many times they rip off 300. Because Argos was conquered without provocation, Queen Alcmene feels ashamed of her husband's tyranny and prays to Hera, the queen of the gods, for a way to end her husband's reign. Hera responds through one of her priestesses and assures Alcmene that she will send her a great hero who will one day defeat Amphitryon. And this great hero will arrive when Hera allows her husband, Zeus, to have magical invisible man sex with Alcmene and sire said hero. Okay, stop! Just fucking stop! I don't even know where to begin. First, let's get something straight. Hera is the goddess of marriage and the defender of scorned women. What kind of sense does it make for the goddess of marriage to solve a problem by allowing her own husband to cheat on her and by allowing Alcmene to cheat on her own husband? And secondly, this is not what happened in the myth at all. Zeus is the biggest man whore in all of mythology.
You think that's bad? Zeus seduced one of my mom's friends by turning into a swan. A swan. True story.
Zeus tricked Alcmene into having sex with her by disguising himself as her husband, Amphitryon. There was nothing noble or heroic about Hercules' conception. Zeus was just a horny moron. In fact, you guys want to know just how much of a man whore he was? Zeus also fathered Hercules' grandfather, Perseus. That's right. Zeus is both Hercules' father and grandfather. Damn, Samuel L. Jackson was right.
See, Zeus couldn't keep it in his pants, so he made bags and bags of heroes.
So we cut to 20 years later, where we meet our grown-up Hercules, played by Keelan No Personality Lots.
I fear but one thing. Always have. Your departure. Each and every time.
God, you're awful. Why can't you just be a model and not talk? Ever. There you go. I'm not gay and I enjoyed that far more than his acting. So Hercules spent some time with his first love, Princess Megara. What? That's not Megara. Hold on. Hebe? Here we go again. Hebe was not Hercules' first love interest. She was his fourth and final wife, after he gained his immortality and was granted passage into Olympus. And guess what? Hebe was not a mortal princess. She was the goddess of youth. Why did they switch things up? Who knows? Point is, this isn't Hebe, so from now on, you're Princess What's-Her-Face. So Hercules gets cock-blocked by his brother, Hercules, who tells him he has to return to the castle. As the two head back, they run into the Nemean lion. Are we going to do this in every scene? Fine. The battle with the Nemean lion takes place much later in the timeline, after Hercules makes the decision of being a hero. And it is one of the 12 lavers, 12 symbolic acts of heroism and sometimes humility that Hercules must perform to absolve himself of his sins. Here, in spite of the great animatronic and CG effects, this scene is meaningless. The stupid Lion King reference in the animated version was more meaningful than this.
Anywhere. You can't give up now. I'm counting on you.
You know, it is obvious at this point that they don't give a shit to be loyal to the source material, so I'm gonna do my best and try and ignore all the indiscrepancies. Emphasis on the word try. That night, Hercules finds out that Princess What's-Her-Face is betrothed to his stepbrother, Hercules. And since What's-Her-Face doesn't want to marry whiny McNags-a-lot, she runs away with Hercules. The palace guards give chase, and they cause What's-Her-Face to fall in the river. Hercules jumps in and saves her. Just like that. No drama, no tension, no suspense. The scene is over almost as quickly as it begins, making this scene completely pointless! Eventually, Hercules and What's-Her-Face are caught, and to punish him for running away with his stepbrother's fiancée, King Amphitryon decides to send Hercules away to fight in the war. But before he's drafted, the king has a very important question.
One final thing. Your brother here seems obsessed with the thought that you've taken the girl's maidenhood. Why don't you reassure him that's not the case? Certainly I shall. I assure you, brother, it's none of your business.
Oh, no you didn't. Well, that was just sad. So Hercules is sent away to the war, where he makes friends with Captain Sotiris. But before they have time to exchange BFF bracelets, they find out that there is no war.
It's a trap!
That's right, Amphitryon set up a trap and was willing to sacrifice an entire squadron of his men just to kill Hercules.
What a dick.
So Hercules and Sotiris are sold into slavery and are forced to fight as gladiators. Knowing that he has to get back to Greece as soon as possible so he can save the princess from marrying Prissy Pants Von Crybaby, Hercules cons his new owner into holding a high-stakes event in Greece. Now I have to give credit where credit is due. This is a really clever escape plan. But here's the thing. You're Hercules! You can bend the bars, you can punch a hole through the wall and take off, charter a boat and get back to Greece. My God! Darkwing Duck has more practical ways of getting out of jail than you.
Your Honor, I've got the $500 here to bail out Darkwing Duck.
Attempted jailbreak? The bail is now $5,000.
Meanwhile, Alcmene, Hercules' mother, grieves for Hercules, who she believes to be dead. So out of spite, she reveals to Amphitryon that Hercules' real father is Zeus, and that Amphitryon is shit out of luck, now that he has caused the death of Hercules, and incurred the rage of the king of the gods. Well, now that he knows that he is on Zeus' bad side, I'm sure that Amphitryon is gonna start behaving himself, and leave his malignant ways behind.
What a dick.
So Hercules finally arrives in Greece to participate in a gladiator battle that will win him his freedom. But first, he must make it past the 6 greatest warriors in all of Greece. Hailing from parts unknown, weighing in at a total of 255 pounds, he is the master of disaster, the lion lacerator, the Greek grappler, Hercules! It's time to whoop an epicus assicus!
My name is
Unfortunately, the celebration of Hercules' victory is cut short, as he finds out that his mother is dead.
She's no longer with us. She met her death through her own dagger.
Me sad now. I look at shoes. No wait, I look up. Never mind, I look down. Hercules has a plan to storm the castle and save the princess, but said plan is derailed when Wuss T Silent Whimper over here threatens to kill Sir Terrace's son if he doesn't reveal Hercules' location and his plan.
What a dick.
So Sissy No Nuts catches up with Hercules and arrests him. Hercules begs for his friends to be set free and for the entirety of the punishment to be bestowed upon him. And let's just say that his request falls on deaf ears.
Brother, please.
This is it, folks. Hercules has stands all he can stands and he can't stands no more. Now, I understand that there are a few people who don't like the gag that I'm about to use. But the sad fact of life is that you can't please everybody, and people are going to complain no matter what I do. So... 3D! 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 That was very satisfying. I gotta remember to put this in my memoir. So after Hercules' mind-blowing rock show, people come from far and wide to join him on his crusade, to put an end to Amphitryon's tyranny.
As a matter of fact, I have a little surprise for you.
It's just a small wall of fire. Hercules and his guys can just walk around it.
By the power of Grayskull!
I'm not entirely sure what I just saw. Hercules caught a lightning bolt with his sword, then turned it into a lightning whip and proceeded to use it to kill all the bad guys and then kill his own guys. Let's just move on to the final battle. Whoa! Holy mackerel! Okay, I have to give credit where credit is due. This is one amazing fight scene. The choreography, the stunt work, the shot design, the editing, it's all spectacularly done. In fact, it puts a few blockbuster movies to shame. With that said, I have to ask, why is Amphitryon giving Hercules so much trouble? Hercules just pulled chains out of 2 stone pillars. He defeated the 6 greatest warriors in all of Greece, and he choked the Nemean lion to death with his bare arms. Sometimes Hercules has got a choke-a-bish. So Hercules has Amphitryon on the ropes, when suddenly, Tears for Fears over here, shows up holding the princess hostage. Oh, a damsel in distress. This is Hercules' specialty. After all, he saved her from drowning in the river earlier with no problem. This should be a cinch. It's only a matter of him getting to the other side of the room using his speed, agility, and strength. He will get there and... Well, that was drastic. So Hercules finishes off Amphitryon using the same dagger that Amphitryon used to kill Hercules' mother.
Poetic.
And then, of course, even though Princess What's-Her-Face and Hercules were stabbed at the same time, He dies instantly, all the while she still has enough life left in her to say a few words. Wait a minute! Earlier, when she stabbed herself, the wound was lower, closer to her left lung. Now it's just under her collarbone, which is painful, but it's not a mortal wound. She can pull through. Oh, well, never mind. This movie is a... I hate it when movies do this. What? She's alive? But what was all the drama in the last scene about? Oh, who cares? This movie's an Olympic-level oddity of outrageous offenses. I know that an adaptation is not supposed to be 100% accurate, but man, were they way off. Hercules is less of an epic hero and more of a prodigal son returning to challenge his stepfather. The liberties that they took were formulaic and unnecessary. I can understand making the movie lighter for a general audience, but to ignore the bulk of the source material of such a rich myth that has existed for thousands of years just seems ignorant. With that said, there is yet to be a completely faithful adaptation of Hercules. The most popular two, being the series and the Disney version, only reference the source material superficially. But the difference between those two and this version is that Hercules is portrayed as a humble, charming, noble, heroic figure. Here, Keelan Lutz is a horrible actor. He has no chemistry with his co-stars, which is sad since half the plot is sorely dependent on a believable love story. The majority of the time, he sounds like he's lying.
In my mind's eye, where your face has been etched since the day I first saw you.
Or like he's just reading from cue cards.
So tell me, who is this Hercules?
I don't yet know.
So, does this movie have any redeeming qualities? Well, like I said, the fight scenes are amazing. So if you just want to see a few good fight scenes, or if you just want to sit through an hour and a half of Keelan Lutz with his shirt off, then this is the movie for you. Now, if you excuse me, I have to tame the original Lion Tamer. Alright, punk. It's time to show you what real lion power's all about. So that was one busted, thousands more to go. I'm E-Rock, I'm the Blockbuster Buster.